What's going on, everybody? King of Dragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Red Hood from Batman Arkham Knight. And so here we have Red Hood posing out of the packaging. Before we have a look at the figure, let's actually run through what he comes with. Red Hood does come with 2 pairs of hands. We do get a pair of fists. Then we do get a pair of pistol grip hands. Red Hood also does come with 2 flame effects, which Red Hood is obviously known for. He comes with one that attaches to his fist and one that seemingly attaches to his leg. His final accessory is, of course, your McFarlane display base. Other than that, Red Hood doesn't come with any other accessories, so with that out of the way, let's have a closer look at Red Hood. And so here we have a closer look at the Arkham Knight Red Hood, and overall I like this design of the character. I think they did a really good job of making him stand out versus the other looks, and he does carry over some modern looks that the new Red Hood does have, such as the red hood. I think the mask is a really neat design, although I really never understood how you could see through this particular design. But yeah, I really do like it. Now, one issue that this figure has is that the hood is not removable. It's pretty much affixed to his jacket, so you really can't get in there to move his head articulation all that well. And yeah, it's just a little bit weird to work with. Like, he does have all the range you would expect in his head, but the way it's designed, this hood is very thick and you really can't get it to move out of the way, which is a little bit unfortunate. So having a look at the rest of the figure, I have some issues with this figure, and don't get me wrong, it's not something that you can like look past and say, oh, that's perfectly fine. No, this figure has some glaring issues which we will talk about. As far as the overall aesthetics go, I really do like the way he came out. This is a really nice design for Red Hood. I have the DC Collectibles version still, and I really did like that figure. I think it's a much superior figure than this one. I think this one is okay for what it is, but the DC Collectibles Red Hood is much better than this one, and we'll go over some things that make it better. Besides the fact that this one doesn't come with any guns, that's pretty much standard by McFarlane. I think the metallic red in the paint or in the helmet also helps it. But he does have some good things going for him. For example, the sculpt work on Red Hood is very good. You can see he does have the Red Hood insignia right here. I do like the red stripes going down his jacket. The jacket does have a Mr. Terrific feel to it, and I do like this padded look to it. Now, first issue we're going to talk about is that his biceps, they're not perfectly lined up with the body. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there is a noticeable gap between his bicep and his arm, and it's not that mine is made wrong. That's the way it's been on every Red Hood. I've seen reviews, I've seen other people. This gap is always in existence, and it doesn't matter what side of the arm you're dealing with. He has this arm gap, which it doesn't sit flush anywhere you go. Like if you try to close the gap on that side, we now have a gap on the inside. So yeah, he just has a big noticeable gap right there in his bicep. It's still a really nice look for the figure, don't get me wrong, but that bicep gap is a little bit of an eyesore. I do like his padded look right here. It looks like he's wearing like a Kevlar bulletproof vest underneath his jacket, so that's pretty cool. I do like his belt. He has some rounds right here on his belt. Although they look like rounds, they could easily just be grenades. And then we have another strap going to the back with some actual rounds right there. Those are obviously grenade launcher rounds. So yeah, he does have some ammunition on him, especially right here on his thighs, where you can see they are attached to these plates right here. His armor plates on the thighs has these ammo magazines. So one thing you might notice on mine is that I have his legs spread out a little bit wide, and the reason I'm doing that is because this figure has one major glaring issue. If I were to put his legs together, yeah, he leans very hard to the left. It is very noticeable, and the reason for that is his right foot is much longer than his left leg. Well, his left leg is much longer, is shorter than his right leg, as you can see. Even if I get the ball joints even, you can see there's still gap between his left leg and my hand. That is very, very noticeable. And even if you to line up the feet, they don't line up at all. I don't know what it is, but just look at that. That is insane. And trying to get him to stand up straight, that's what he will look like standing up straight. Standing up with both feet on the floor. And I'm not joking, I'm actually gonna move the camera down really fast just so you guys can see both his feet are on the floor, and just look at that. You can see that his legs don't even line up. That is absurd, and I don't understand why that's a thing. McFarlane should have really thought that out when messing with this figure, because yeah, that is just unjustifiable. Why is his left leg so short, and why isn't it the same length? It's not mechanical differences. I looked it over. They're the same leg, the same everything. This is an intentional design, and I don't know why that is. It's very, very bad. Even his boots are wrong. His boots should actually be black, not brown. His pants are the right color though. And I kind of wish that his shin guards here were done in silver. But yeah, that is a huge, huge oversight by McFarlane. And just look at how much he leans. That is insane. Yeah, very, very disappointed with that one aspect of the figure. So with that out of the way, guys, let's actually get Red Hood compared to other figures you may have in your collection. Here we have Red Hood posed next to a Marvel Legends Cyclops and a DC Multiverse Superman. Here we have Red Hood posed next to a WWE Elite Scale figure and a Mezco 1/12 Collective Popeye the Sailor Man. Here we have Red Hood posed next to a Lightning Collection White Ranger and a Star Wars Black Series Mandalorian. And for one final comparison, here we do have Red Hood posed next to the Arkham Knight Batman. So with the comparisons out of the way, let's actually have a closer look at Red Hood's articulation. Now before we move on to the articulation, I do want to show that I'm not joking about his legs being two different lengths. I'm actually going to line his feet up, or his legs up as they should be, and I'm going to set them down just so you guys can see how far he is leaning. That is insane. He is leaning so hard to the left, and that's unacceptable by any means. As far as his articulation goes, he does have a double ball joint in the head, but again, it is hard to get to because the hood does get in the way and you really can't access all his articulation. He does turn left and right, and he does have some head tilt, but again, this hood makes it very hard to even get to it. His arms do rotate all the way around as well as go out to the side. We do have a bicep swivel, which works fine. Double bend here in the elbow, works no problem. He just has a simple swivel and hinge at the wrist, and it's just your basic hinge. It's not a ball hinge, unfortunately, so that is unfortunate. And the hands do pull out, so you can use the new hands where he has a pistol grip, even though he doesn't have any guns. He has a mid-torso joint, which goes back and forward quite a bit. Second joint at the waist, which does pivot side to side, going all the way around, forward, back, side to side. Works really nicely. Legs do kick forward to about right there. They kick back out to the side, no problem. He does have a slight, and I mean very slight, thigh swivel. He does have a double bend here in the knee, going pretty far back. He does rotate here at the foot, has a hinge in the ankle going back and slightly forward, hindered by the cuff, so we get forward facing pin for rocker ankle, and then of course we do have a toe hinge. So overall, Red Hood has some pretty okay articulation. So with that out of the way, let's actually get Red Hood posed for my final thoughts, and then we'll wrap up this review. And so here we have the Arkham Knight Red Hood pose for my final thoughts, and overall, I'm a little bit disappointed by this figure. I'll be 100% honest with you guys. I'm not really a fan of the no guns policy that McFarlane has to abide by. It's just one of those things that give the characters guns. It's not like it's harming anybody. To be quite honest, just giving a toy a gun doesn't influence people to go shoot up places, and I don't understand why it's such a big deal. But this Red Hood is very lackluster in my honest opinion. Maybe I'm spoiled by having the DC Collectibles version, but I haven't messed with that figure in like 4 years, so yeah, having this guy in hand, it's really frustrating to have a figure that was as good as the DC Collectibles one, and then we go to this where he comes with a pair of fists, which is fine. He comes with pistol grip hands, but no guns to hold him in, and he comes with those ridiculous fire effects. Red Hood doesn't use fire effects. I don't know why they included it. I would have much rather them include just the pistol hands and the fists, and not include anything else. I think that's just the way I would have done it. Add to it, the quality control on this Red Hood is kind of lackluster. I did manage to pop his ankle in a little bit closer, so they're a little bit even, but yeah, his feet are still uneven, and that's an issue with the figure itself. It's not something that I would say is something that you can just look past, because it's a big deal when you look at a figure and they're leaning to one side because one leg is shorter than the other. Overall, if you really want to get a Red Hood in your collection and you never picked up the GameStop exclusive Red Hood from Arkham Knight, I guess this is a really good substitute. Just be aware that this one does have some issues that you need to look at before deciding to buy it. I did pick up mine from Amazon for about $20, and $20, that's really not too bad, but yeah, for the amount that we pay for McFarlane figures, it's really sad that we do get some quality control issues that Red Hood here got. Overall, if you want to pick up this figure, be my guest. Otherwise, I think this is a figure that you can pass on. He's really not that spectacular without his guns, and the fact that one leg is shorter than the other kind of rubs me the wrong way. With that being said, guys, I'm KingofDragons 5000. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and check out all my other action figure reviews, as well as all my other DC Multiverse videos. Hopefully you find them informative. As always, if there's a figure you would like to see me review, let me know down in the comments, and if it fits in my collection, I'll gladly have a look at it. While you're at it, check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure photos, and as always, ring that bell to be notified anytime I upload a video. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.